Good morning. Looks like a fairly nice morning out there so far, so good.
And always good to start a Monday when we have animals involved. Dawn Choubet at the Surrey Animal Resource Centre. Good morning to you.
Oh, it's a great morning here. By the way, started to rain in Surrey, so what a great morning for us to be here with these kittens, and not just one kitten, Kim, 3 kittens.
Yeah, and the 3 kittens are just a small snapshot representation of all of the kittens, because kitten season has arrived, and shelters all over the Lower Mainland and all over North America are starting to get a little stressed out about the number of animals that we're going to have come into our facilities. And really what we want to talk to people about is spay-neuter your pets. And I don't think people realize these guys are about 10 weeks old, and they're teeny tiny. When you think about sort of you imagine a 10 to 12-week-old kitten, these guys are really on the small side, and that's because their mom was just a baby. Aww. She was barely 6 months old, so she really didn't nurse them very well. I mean, all of her body's energy was sort of going into growing up herself. So these guys were fostered, but we really want to remind people, I mean, as early as 4 months of age, kittens can have and make kittens. So spay-neuter is so important to make sure that our cats are happy, healthy, and easy to keep in the house. I mean, one of the challenges around having intact cats is, the girls start to make some noises and do some stuff when they're ready to find a mate. The males yowl, they spray, they do all kinds of stuff that's really kind of inconvenient for us. If you get them fixed, all of those behaviors diminish, right? So you've got a happy, healthy pet in your home, and we don't have kittens overloading our system.
And for people that are looking to adopt, I mean, wouldn't it be nice if the 3 could stay together? But is 3 kittens, is that a bit much? 3 is
a bit much. So normally what we would do, we try and put kittens in pairs. So they really do, if you've got an adult cat at home who's really social and looking for a buddy, then a kitten would be could be a great companion for that cat. But if you've got a cat-free household and you're looking to add a cat, a pair of kittens is a really good idea. We're gone to work, 8 or 10 hours a day. It's really hard for us to be there to engage with our cats the whole time. So having their litter mate can be a really great addition to the family.
Well, if you would like to add these little ones to your family, you can check them out here at the Surrey Animal Resource Centre. Little puppy love, but we got to talk about something first here, Kim, because hot dogs are great at a barbecue.
And only at a barbecue.
And only at a barbecue, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking a little bit about, it's interesting, we have to talk about this every year, but here's a reminder for everyone. If it's too hot, leave your dog at home. Don't take your dog on errands with you. I love to travel with my dogs. They come with me most places. As soon as the weather starts to heat up, we really start leaving them at home to keep them cool. Something that visitors to Surrey may not be aware of is that we actually have a bylaw here which prohibits leaving a dog in a vehicle with inadequate ventilation or water. So you could be facing a $500 fine. Never mind dealing with the potential health issues that might result for your dog being left in a warm vehicle. And some of those things you might not even notice, So there's things like brain damage, heat stroke, that your dog just might seem very, very subdued. Once they go beyond the sort of panting piece of things, you can start to see just lethargy, right? So what you want to do is if you have a dog who's overheated, you want to slowly reduce their temperature. So you don't want to immerse them in cold water. You don't want to force them to drink liquids. As we always recommend, see your veterinarian. Make sure that everything is all right. And for people who have what's called brachycephalic breeds, like pugs, you have to be so much more attentive to issues like heat. The brachycephalic is basically short head. So that's the Latin for short head. So pugs, short head, boxers, bulldogs, anything that you see that has that sort of snubby nose has real difficulty cooling themselves because they don't have as much room to intake air and pant. And that's how dogs cool themselves, panting and through their the pads of their feet. So Meadow is going to have a harder time cooling herself off than a dog with a longer snout. So for people who are interested in adopting a dog like Meadow or have a dog like Meadow, really important that they're aware of those sort of issues, along with some other issues. You can sort of see with Meadow here, if she'll sit still for a second. Hey, Meadow, what's this? And her eyes are a little more protuberant than some dogs, a lot of wrinkling on the head. So there's lots of issues like injury and infection that can take place when you've got your eye sticking out further than your nose. So yeah, we love the way pugs look, but we need to recognize that there's probably going to be some medical complications that may come along with having a dog with that kind of face.
But Meadow would be a great addition potentially to your family. The best thing is to contact the Surrey Animal Resource Centre to find out a little bit more about pug. This little pug, Meadow. We're going to take a little break on BT. Good day for a walk, don't you think, Meadow? Well, they look like they're having a great time. Who are we seeing right now, Kim?
You got to love a lab. You're meeting Ginger and Rufus, who are, we sort of affectionately call them sister, wife, brother, mother. They're related to each other somehow. We're not entirely sure how. They may, in fact, be litter mates. So Ginger and Rufus came into us. They were on our frequent flyer program. So we saw them multiple times. And the last time they came in, their owner just decided that it was too much. They lived in a yard, they didn't have a lot of mental stimulation, so we've been working really hard on doing some training with them. They're learning about impulse control. Now, one thing with Rufus and Ginger is they are deeply bonded to each other. They are not interested in other dogs, so they're not candidates for a home with another dog. They're probably small animals or small kids, like most labs. They're pretty bouncy and gregarious and would easily knock you over, take you out at the knees and not think twice about it. The other thing we need to see is Ginger, who's running around a little bit now. You can see she kind of got a little naked patch on her bum. Ginger had an old injury, which was left untreated for quite some time. So we did a surgery on her hip, and the fabulous folks at Canine H2O were doing swimming rehab with her. So she's in as good a shape as she could possibly be, but it is something that her new owners are going to have to be aware of. So we want to make sure that they keep her lightweight so as not to put any stress on that hip joint, and make sure she has regular exercise.
Fantastic. Well, Ginger and Rufus are in need of homes, perhaps your home. They are looking for a forever home. If you'd like to adopt these two, they're just behind you, Milan. You can come check them out at the Surrey Animal Resource Center.
Yay!